every Tuesday and Wednesday at 10 a.m. on
Mainland FM 98.3.
Tune in, engage, and be part of the solution. Tğᴇ educate, enlighten, inspire. Get ready for the most thought-provoking and solution-focused program on air. Introducing the Cordelia Ope Recap, also known as the Recap. Join Cordelia Ope every Tuesday and Wednesday at 10 a.m. as she delves into the most critical societal issues, politics, and in-depth personality interviews. The Recap. From tackling corruption and social injustice to inspiring positive change and personal growth, the Recap is the ultimate platform for meaningful conversations and solutions. Don't miss the Cordelia Ope Recap every Tuesday and Wednesday at 10 a.m. on
Mainland FM 98.3.
Tune in, engage, and be part of the solution. Tğᴇ educate, enlighten, inspire.
All right, a very good morning to you. You're welcome to the recap, the Cordelia Ope recap. I'm Cordelia Ope, and I'm welcoming you. And other things being equal, Joseph Lawrence should be here any moment from now. You heard it already. We'll be having Barrister IṛsᴜnsoɁ. He will be joining us later on the program to take a look at the major focus of what we have for today. The plenary session of the House yesterday held, and a lot of the things they talked about were very important, but at the end of the day, they had to step down a couple of things for discussion so that they could focus on something that was seen as very critical to the nation's well-being. And so they said, you know what, please, let's not talk about the other things for now. Instead, let us look at this issue of what happened on February 20. It was referred to as a procedural infraction, and infraction or not infraction. What did they happen? Anyway, they fracture everything fractured. And that was led or brought up by the Senate PR, Dan Modo. He said, no, let's take a look at this thing. They talked about the report they had submitted, and different people stood up to talk about this matter. Amongst them, we had Jimoh Ibrahim. Senator Jimoh Ibrahim also spoke. I'll share with you a couple of the things, some sound bites from that session, including that of the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, who tried to explain to everybody what the process truly is about, and the fact that, no, I wasn't picking on anybody deliberately. But before we get to hear him, there was a vote of confidence, or a vote that was passed, and that was championed by the Senate leader, who said, no, let's do this because of this, that. You get to hear that first. I'm talking about Michael Okpayemi Bamidele. He is the leader of the House, and right now, this is what he said after this.
I thank you, Mr. President, for giving me this respect and honor, and I'm not taking it for granted. Mr. President, this is one of those moments that I would love to stand up to make a general appeal to our colleagues. To begin with, Mr. President, be rest assured that you have our vote of confidence as a Senate, because this is not about you. This is about us as an institution. This is about our rules and procedure, our practices and convention, and parliamentary tradition that we are sustaining in this place.
You just said something now. Please,
yes.
Just a minute. Those in support of the statement of the leader that the Senate President has the support and the love of the entire 10 Senate, say aye. Aye. And those against say nay. The eyes have it.
The eyes have it. And permit me to ask, in such a situation, fear will let you say nay. You say it in your mind. But, well, he got an aye, and that was a vote of confidence you heard there, just to show that, oh, no, sir, we are all behind you. Now moved on to the nitty-gritty of the matter at hand. He now talked about what had happened on February 20 and the way forward, that maybe we should all stop talking about this and just do what should be done. Let's see here the Senate leader as he made a proposal, and then we'll hear the Senate president who talks about the procedures of the House and the eventual outcome of everything. Then we'll be joined by Iİrsᴛ the Senate leader again.
Let me also make it clear to members of public that the whole seeming ulabalu about one of our colleagues, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, being asked to move to another seat is nothing that has to do with gender, is nothing that has to do with hatred, is nothing that has to do with any form of malice. For the record, let me say again, distinguished Senator Adamu Alero, who had been governor for 8 years, who had been honorable minister, and who is one of the most ranking senators in this Senate today, was asked to move his seat. And he didn't make any issue out of it. We had a reason to change the seat of His Excellency Distinguished Senator Aminu Waziri Tambuwa. He didn't make any issue out of it. Senator Jarigbe, we had a reason to move his seat. He didn't make an issue. Senator Wadada, we moved his seat. He didn't make an issue out of it. That's on the minority side. On the majority side, we had reasons to move the seat, change the seats of the likes of Senator Wamako, obviously one of the most ranking senators here, two-time governor before. He didn't make any issue. Senator Olamilekan will change his seat. Senator, that's the chairman of appropriation. Senator Adetokunbo Abiru will change his, and several other people here. And the part of the reason that necessitated our recent decision to change seat was because at least three distinguished colleagues, had moved from the minority aisle to the majority aisle. First was distinguished Senator Ifeanyi Ubah of blessed memory. And then Senator Ezenwa Francis Oyewuchi moved. And then lately, distinguished Senator Ned Nwoko moved. All of this necessitated a change in our seating arrangement because we needed to readjust.
All right, he gave a little background to why they needed that adjustment, and the voice you just heard, that was the voice of the Senate leader who just spoke his mind on that matter. What we're doing here, I'm trying to give you a quick recap daily, and he reaffirmed the Chamber's commitment to maintaining order and integrity. Up next, let us hear now the Senate President, who is one of those at the center of all the brouhaha we've been hearing. And you remember that face-off last Thursday was between himself and Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Now we'll hear him. Please patiently listen to what he has to say. And when you hear everything he has to say right now, please take note of them. So when you watch the next plenary, you ask yourself if these things he mentioned are being truly observed by everybody in the red chamber. Take your time, please listen, and after that, you get to hear what the eventual outcome of this whole discussion was.
The rule allows the senator to sit anywhere, but if you need to make contribution, you must go back to your seats. And part of maintenance of order from the presiding officer is that where a particular senator perambulates too much around the Senate, you recognize him to speak. So most times, that senator, I won't mention the name, will have to run from here straight to his seat because he knows the rule that he has to speak from his seat. Even the first time the issue came up here, our distinguished sister was not even speaking from her seat. And that was when we tried to call her to order. I think part of the problem is when people come from court-declared senators, they miss the orientation. The management of the National Assembly is hereby ordered to organize periodic orientation particularly for senators who are midstreamers, who can midstream and did not start when their colleagues started. There's nothing wrong in being vibrant, but there's a lot wrong when you don't know anything about the procedure. You can't be a reverend father and go and start the church service with communion. You must lay foundation. So let me refer you to section 66 of our rule book. Section 66, subsection 1. It says, the president of the Senate or the chairman, maybe while sitting as chairman of committee of the whole, after having called the attention of the committee to the conduct of a senator who persists in irrelevance or tedious repetition, either of his own arguments or of the argument used by other senators in debate, may direct him to discontinue his speech. So even when you are talking, the Senate President has a right to ask you to discontinue your speech. And then section 66(2) says, if such a senator refuses to resume his or her seat, this is the first time the rule book is even referring to her, the President of the Senate, or in the case of sitting as chairman of committee of the whole, shall order such a senator whose conduct is grossly disorderly to withdraw immediately from the Senate during the remainder of that day's sitting. And the sergeant-at-arms shall act on such orders. He doesn't even need to call on the sergeant-at-arms. It is the job of the sergeant-at-arms immediately enforce that order. Now, I want to take us to section 55. I don't want to go down. We'll go through that section 66, you'll see others. But look at 55. Behavior of senators in the Senate. This one is a general thing. We must read this when given to us. It's like a Bible in the church. It's like a Quran in the mosque. During a sitting, that is section 55 too, all senators shall enter or leave the Senate with decorum. It means that the sanctity of the Senate must be maintained. And please go through it. You'll see what is expected of a senator. You can't even cross the floor during sittings. You can't chew chewing gum during sittings. You can't make phone calls during sittings. You cannot even drink water in the chamber during sittings. You can't pass between chairs. At the point of putting a question during sitting, no senator can step out of the chamber. When a senator is speaking, no senator can pass his front or pass between chairs. When the President of the Senate is putting a question, that is section 55(7). No senator may walk out of or cross the floor of the Senate. When the question is being put, you are expected to be seated on your seat, even to converse, to discuss amongst yourselves. When a senator is speaking, it has to be in very low tone, so that you don't disturb the chambers. Then if you go to section 6, subsection 1, the President of the Senate shall allocate a seat to each senator. Sub 2 says, a senator may only speak from the seat allocated to him, provided that the President of the Senate may change that allocation from time to time. It's not me that made these rules. So even without giving reason of defection, becomment, or anything, the Senate President can observe, as they are calling me in the social media, headmaster. The headmaster can observe that two senators are too close, and they are always discussing. And it says, in order to ensure the sanctity and decorum of the Senate, Senator Abdul Fattah Buhari, move to the next seat. You are too close to Sahabiya. You move to this other seat. And you must be obeyed. If you want to be a senator, please learn that this is our guiding principle. All the things that they are saying outside. Here, this book here gives the power to the Senate President to even suspend a senator for at least 14 legislative dates without reference to any committee, and that stands. But on that day, you will notice that after we pleaded with her to speak from her seat, and she refused, I think our colleagues rushed to her and attempted to mute her microphone. I did not mute the microphone because, as at that day, we didn't have the capacity for the Senate President to mute the microphone from here because of the new installation we have here. Our colleagues went there and tried to mute the microphone to plead with her not to talk. But later on, I sent somebody from here to go and tell them to unmute the microphone so that she can ventilate her grievances. Why she will not move. But when I listened to what Senator Daramodu brought, I found out the reason why she did not obey the Senate standing order was because she wanted to position herself where the camera can see her.
All right, you heard the Senate President there. You heard everything he listed there. You're not supposed to be moving up and down. You're not supposed to even do this, do that, do that. I had to take the full length for us to hear and judge. After this one is we listen and we judge. We need to judge this particular one. And to sum this whole session up, Senator Abamoro now got up to add this. This one is rather short. Once he's done with this, we'll be joined by Liberals Oshoma.
Mr. President, we're sorry for what happened because the Senate has been in the public domain for discussions that are definitely not for what we were elected here. And we can avoid this distraction. And like I said, we have committees. And one particular committee is responsible for detecting infractions of our rules and possible recommendations, even sanctions. But Mr. President, we see you as first one in spite of some provocations, in spite of some offenses, Mr. President, we ask you to tolerate some of our actions that are not in tandem with democratic and parliamentary practices. These things once in a while will occur, but please, we want to ask that while we are referring this matter to a relevant committee, let us ponder on the drama that unfolded on that day and see how we can mitigate against the possible consequences on the integrity and the image of this institution so that we can move.
Be referred to our committee.
I second the motion that this matter be referred to our Committee on Ethics and Public Petitions. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, by consensus, the Senate leader has moved a motion and has been seconded. Shall do again. We referred to the Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges for service. So the matter is hereby referred to the Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions, headed by distinguished Senator Tİğᴇ. So look into it and advise the Senate to revert to us within 2 weeks.
All right, you heard all that, and I want to believe that one or two things were taken away from that. And let's quickly remind you that a court case is about to hit the airwaves, and she's challenging a couple of things. The case is against the Senate President and his legislative aide, who went on to make a rather weird post about her. One of the things he had said in that particular post is the fact that this place is not where you just come to rub pancake. You come here with pancake and wearing see-through clothes. I felt that was out of order, but I don't know. Does it hold water? Will the case see the light of the day? Joseph Lawrence, how are you?
The rules.
Don't break any rule here.
So I need to ask for the rules.
The rules. Oh yeah, talk.
Okay.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Okay. Distinguished Lady C. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. And well, the issue for me, they say they refer the issue to the Ethics Privilege and Disciplinary Committee. But if you look at, as we listen to the last part of his, the Senate president, he said because of his indiscipline, right? He already agreed that I committed an infraction. Why are you still sending sending her to go to people that we investigate her? Because if you have concluded the punishment, and I quite listen to all the way the activities of the house, then I want to find out, or maybe you may not have the answer. Sleeping in the house or dozing in the house, maybe it's not part of the rule is not against that, and
okay, all right. No, I was giving the victory sign to 괊ᴅᴜ. He's already with us, and he's joining us. He's a busy man. No, you are a busy man. No, I see you don't finish one already. You are here now.
Yes, so yes, that because you know my sis. So anyhow, as you create the time, just ensure say is the famous Tğᴇ Rᴇᴜ
Oh God!
BBS.
Look at that.
With Stella Ole.
Oh my God!
And May Wonko. So in case people don't know, may they know. Way back from Bender State.
Thank you. In case you don't know the rules of this house, now you know. All right. I shared with you all those, the audio, the sound, and maybe you listened to the session. You watched the session yesterday.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I would start that no matter what had happened, there are errors and faults on both sides of the divide. But when this happened between Senator Akpabio and the former Senate President Bukola Saraki, I think eventually Akpabio apologized to his colleagues, and when he was asked to move his seat. From what also we gathered yesterday, section 55, section 65 of their rule books, it is obvious that some of these things we underrate are taken seriously post. This issue, for me, I do not think it's about sitting arrangements. The two people, when they concern, gets where they put water for fire that they have not told Nigerians.
Wait first,
But
which kind of water? Water for tea. Wait, water for tea or before Eba?
Anyone, or maybe for Eba, but the soup never done. The soup never done. So maybe that is why we are still have not heard, the main cocoa. But I think there is more to it, because if it's just about sitting arrangement, that shouting match that we saw would have been avoided. And then also, the Senate president, even though, the matter had been, before the matter was ruled on, the Senate president ought to also have allowed her to ventilate before ruling on the matter, because in law, there's what we call the doctrine of a senator who refused to take his seat on the floor of the Senate, and then that he had consistently, called on her to take the appropriate seat having been shuffled, and by virtue of section 55 of their rules, that you must comply before you are allowed to speak. Having moved that motion, raised that point of order, I think it also would have been appropriate to allow the party who was accused to respond to, because if you listen towards the end of the Senate President's speech yesterday, he said, based on what was presented later, that she wanted to stay where she can be seen by the camera. So at least he ought to have allowed her, also ventilate. But I know certainly that the matter will be referred to their Ethics and Privileges Committee, which they have done.
You know what, Barrister, Ləvrøs, yeah, give me a second. The Senate President yesterday had said that he wasn't the one who turned off her mic. He didn't put off her mic. He had even asked somebody to please tell her to put on her mic, let her ventilate, let her say everything that she has on her mind. So here, that we didn't see happen, because at the end of the day, it was just loud noise and everything just went off. And that bit about her wanting to stay by where she could be seen by the cameras was what she has said on a radio program, right? She told them that where they put her, nobody would even see you, even if you raise your hand, this, and that, and that. Those were some of the things she had said. And that was what they were quoting, what she had said from that particular interview. Now, you were saying that if it had been properly done yesterday when they were talking about the matter, they should have given her the opportunity to speak to. And I'm even wondering, was she even in the house yesterday?
No, not yesterday. The day the matter happened. First and foremost.
Okay, for the day the matter happened. Yeah.
I don't think senators do not bother whether they are picked by camera or not. When you are doing serious business, it is the camera that will look for you and not you looking for the camera before you start your business. That said, also, like I said, the matter had been ruled on. The matter had been ruled on. And I think that's also what aggravated her. Because before the Senate president ruled on the matter, he ought to have at least allowed her to ventilate before ruling on the matter. But by their rules, according to them, once you are by best seats, once you are not in your seat, you in the seat. The Ethics and Privileges Committee of the Senate will eventually come up with a report. But our outburst also was unnecessary for me, if you ask me. I'm not afraid of you, all those anyway. But I'm speaking as a lawyer. It's like telling a colleague in court, you know, right before the judge, I'm not afraid of you, and I will fight you to, you know. We are asked to maintain decorum in the temple, and so I would expect that same decorum would extend to the Senate in chambers.
All right, Joseph
So,
has a question. Okay. Sorry, Joseph has a question. Joseph Fᴏ̀ᴜᴛᴜ is here too. Joseph?
Yeah, Oga, good morning. The question I want to ask you is Joseph Fᴏ̀ᴜᴜᴜ. The question I want to ask you, just at what you were telling my Oga here, that it's possible that the two of them, there's a place they pour water for fire, and the other for Eba or for Akamu or tea, were never born. And it's possible that they might have said something when they put the water, maybe the volume of the water or the quantity is what informed the woman to say, I know they fear you. Maybe what their conversation at that
but
place.
That shouldn't be a conversation they should bring to the floor of the Senate. Otherwise, we will ridicule the business of the Senate. It shouldn't be, once that is done, the business of the question, the issue is, are you sitting on your seat? No. Has your seat been changed? Yes, the seat has been changed. I would have expected, I'm not the one though, I would have expected that, well, I'm not sitting on my seat because the seat that I was assigned to was not conducive for me. Senate President, I start point of order. I'm not seated there because the seat, and I have complained bitterly about that seat, and it was not, the seat that was assigned to me is not conducive and convenient for me, obvious reasons, and I've complained bitterly about that seat. And I also, as a privilege, as my privilege, I ought to be assigned a better seat. And I've consistently said that. If that had happened, all of this melodrama and what was said and what was said wouldn't have been there if that had happened. But we like sensation, and so it now degenerated to it be like a matter day before. I'm not afraid of you. I will fight you with everything I have. And all of those things. It ridicules the business, no matter how right she is. When you now put what was said in perspective, it now takes away the myth of the fact that she was denied, hearing from the matter. And so here now we'll not be talking about, she shouldn't have, uttered such words, should have, said all of these things. She should have been more decorum. You can't be, all of those things. So that's why for me, I think that the business, the unfortunate part really is that we have, the worst of us ruling the best of us. That's sad.
So hold on,
no matter how well
barrister.
intended. And that's why
Now,
we have ridiculed. Sorry, that's why we have ridiculed the business of lawmaking to that extent. All parties, both the Senate President and Senator Natasha.
so now when they say Akpabio is ordering investigations to be carried out on this matter, what do you think the ethics committee will be looking at? Because this played out in front of everybody. We saw what happened. What do you think the investigation is going to be about? Would it include things that may have happened in the private? Do you think the investigation will want to unearth the reasons behind all the emotions and so on? What should we be expecting from that committee?
I doubt, because when we talk about ethics and privilege and public petitions, ethics, what are the ethics of the Senate? What are the privileges accorded senators? What are the privileges accorded the Senate President? What are the ethics and decorum that should be maintained at all times? Are these ethics and decorum breached? If they are breached, what led to the breach? And what should be the decision? Whether you have personal quarrel and he stood you up or she stood you up, and then it was an outburst of that water. No, that, like I said, it shouldn't have come to the fore. Whatever it is should have been, whittled down and deal with the business of the Senate as at the time you are in Senate. And then you can come deal with the business of all other issues subsequently. Because the Ethics and Privilege Committee is not going to be investigating what you people had or the quarrel that you had that does not concern the privileges of a senator or the privileges of a Senate President. And I will refer you to the case of the case of when the matter was brought before legal practitioners disciplinary committee, and what the committee simply looked at it was this book written in the course of his practice as a lawyer. If the answer is no, then we don't have power to begin to deal with it. If this outbursts were done outside the chambers of the Senate, and it was a private arrangement between they will oversee, they would find a way, maybe friends will find a way to talk to them and resolve it. But since it happened on the floor of the Senate, then the question will now be what rules of the Senate have been breached, what ethics and what privileges had been compromised.
Can the punishment be more than the suspension that Akpabio had already said? Oh, what are the rules for suspension and so on? Can it be more than that?
They might just recommend maybe a lesser punishment depending on the gravity of the offense or what they perceive it to be. They might comment. They might impose a higher sanction.
What can be?
Senators, one thing about them is the fact that they know how to deal with you, and we will just be shouting on social media. You remember Senator Abdul Ningi?
Yes.
Was suspended, even though Nigerians agreed with what he said. And once you are suspended, they will seal your office. All your small chop will be. And then the worst of all is that the fact that your colleagues, or those who contested election with you, will go back to your constituency and say, you see, we sent him to the Senate. He went to be doing a luta. Now, the project that should attract to us, not getting it because he's we were not getting the project that should ordinarily, get to us because offense they say they fetch for they say they keep fly when fetch for bad place.
Not call the place where in land put. Joseph,
I no call him.
So, but what do we do so that our senator, our honorable, will respect the citizen? Whether if you are suspending any honorable or lawmaker, you should equally know that the citizen are. We have a lot of things confronting us. It's as if the Senate, they are not even knowing that the current president of the United States of America is Donald Trump, and every country is sitting down to only watch the direction Donald Trump want to blow the breeze every day. But we are busy with where you sit down, let them breathe, so many things. What do you think we can do for everybody, for the Senate and all of us to be in line with the reality of what is going on across the whole world?
The thing is, he's coming. How are you, sir? My name is Anake.
Okay, let me quickly let you know that he's on the move. Okay. All right, carry on.
No. Sorry.
Carry on.
So, yeah, you see, I need to stretch this so that people. I need to stretch the fact that people need to understand that you are not a human being except government says you are. That is why they give certificates of birth. So imagine our parents who didn't go to school, but they taught us well and trained graduates, trained engineers. Those people who went to school today cannot even train carpenter. So all of these things, it is people in government that will say you can. And those people, we leave it to people who do not, know their right from their left. Imagine a honorable member of the House of Rep unable to move a motion in the language and that the business of the House is conducted on. Because we leave election and say, concern me. That is how we get to people who will be arguing over seats, who will be arguing over So if you have credible electoral processes, certainly you won't have all of these if you are Fabiomi and Natasha, scenario that we're having in the Senate. So and then we are moved by sentiment. And then you see people on both sides of the divide. While in actual sense, there are no opposition. These people are not quarreling. In the Senate, they do not know parties. They see themselves as colleagues. They don't know parties. They see that is why when they share, everybody collects. When they shared vehicles, everybody collected. Even those people we fed shouldn't collect. They collected. But people don't understand this. And we allow them to divide us consistently. Look at the IBB book launch, for example. That should show people that in Nigeria, there are no opposition, there are no messiahs. These are the same people who were once, fighting and using other Nigerians as pawns. So when election comes, we should look beyond party lines and begin to, interrogate candidates and say, okay, is this one worthy and fit enough? We are so fixated on the presidential election that we forget who becomes the local government chairman or becomes the councillor. Meanwhile, that is the government that is closest to the people. That is why today we rely on senators to donate sewing machines, a product for alleviating poverty.
At least one even gave pieces of cloth for burial to people as constituency
some
projects.
We collect, exactly. Some we give you and come back to collect it. I am quoting Senator ᴏᴜᴛᴜ. He said that some of these things distributed with cameramen everywhere, at the end, they will collect these things back and just give the people 5,000 to 2,000. And it ends there. So, because you have the worst of us, you have a country of lions being led by goats, and that is why you will continue, because we do not see election as us, as a sacrament for interrogating leadership. And that is why you can have, everybody's talking about the impact of Donald Trump in Nigerian economy, but yet we are debating seats. One is fighting over boyfriend and husband in Edo. The other one is fighting over seats in Abuja.
The case
And
of
then,
the two Natashas.
Doing the two Natashas. What is the difference between an annulled election and a rigged election? We conducted a free election and annulled it. You conducted an election you did not annul, but you rigged it. So what's the difference? Because they tell you power is not server la card, it isn't a memory. You're going to be frustrated. They will throw stumbling blocks in your way to ensure that you do not get it right. But it is for you to say, my face, no, they fear your face. Instead, now, my face, your face go fear. So in this game, you do me, I do you.
All right.
So if they frustrate you, they put stumbling block, use the stumbling block as stepping stone to elect leaders that you want. Otherwise, we all day here, tomorrow again we will discuss another fight. We don't see where they throw slap self for that same National Assembly.
Yes. Okay. Let's look at the court case now. She wants to go to court. She's suing the Senate president and his aide. The aide who goes up somewhere and you say, not in this matter. Tell me, what do you think?
That the write-up brought ridicule to you. All the person need to do, just like in Tğᴇ Rᴇᴄᴜ case, first they wear transparent clothes. Just produce photographs of previous transparent cloth and videos where they wear transparent cloth and that open. Since once you do that, you are justified. That is not, she's not suing the president, Senate president on the basis of what was said in chambers, because that's a privileged communication.
On the basis of
she's suing
his
on
aid.
the basis of what was written
By his aid.
And if you read the process, she said, yes, that the Senate president encouraged his aid. More than let me write something that will interest Oga. The question is, how does that address the issue? How does that address the issue? The issue of writing. What you should do is simple. That these are the issues in the Senate, these are the rules in the Senate, and this was the rule that was breached, and you are the slaughter language to rubbing pancake. And even if they rub pancake and they wear transparent cloth,
you can't sign it.
Senate. Is that your business? How she won't dress with that. So it's when we insult others, when disagree with you.
Insult people.
Disagrees with their boss.
Very sad. Thank you so much, Iİrsᴛᴜ, for your time today. And I'm looking forward to maybe a Monday, a Tuesday or Wednesday next week for us to now really look at this book launch. Those who came, those who saw, and all that. Let's see.
No,
okay, great.
What of those who read?
And
who
those who even
read the book?
Somebody bought, I was like, child, they used my head. So
at the thing we saw the 1979 election, we saw.
No, I not see that one. No, I beg. I too small by that time. I too small by that time. I beg go.
Yeah, but at least you know what happened for that election. From Sawaziri Ibrahim to Nnamdi Azikiwe to Chief Obafemi Awolowo to Adisa Akinloye to Demos Akpore to Abrusali. So also the coup, you remember that tenure. You remember how they were shifting the goalposts. You remember SDP and NROC. You remember how everybody came out to be counted in that election. You still remember on the march again, down. And then after that, you remember how they arrest people, how they promulgate 7 decrees, how they nullify, how even some persons went to court, how the Alawakabashorus of this world boycotted court, and then somebody goes sit down. If those things are just about in service, nine right, how they take plan coup, how they take all the things they did, as small boys, all the rascality they use Nigeria to do. If those are that one is right, for no bother, that in perspective. But to now come and tell us June 12th, no be your fault. You can't say Abacha, 9 cause and then Mama Vasa, like somebody is trying to rewrite your
Right
family
history.
history.
You know what? On Tuesday.
But at the end of the day, 70 billion.
70
billion.
up. Thank you very much, 괰ᴅᴜ for your
No
time.
problem.
Make you enjoy the deal. Take care.
Always my pleasure.
All right. Bye-bye.
No wala.
All right,
Thank
bye.
you.
You've been listening to 괰ᴅᴜ, joined us remotely, and we've taken contributions. Share with us what is our house. When you're calling, you tell us where you're calling from. You have like a minute to say what you want to say and everything. Hello. Good morning.
I don't know what people did blame Akpabio speech, as he said, look at the one of I was saying the other day. Is it not any position like president, like any really you could the president or you will get more power. You know, and secondly, as they are going to court, if Oduara was from Isoko, don't you know that the Goki goat, because he has committed atrocity in Isoko land. That's when he said. So we have to go to court. Thank you, my sister.
Thank you very much. Okay, don't bring tradition enter. Hello, how are you?
Okay, good.
Good morning. All right, welcome. Go ahead.
He should not for Abuja. He was the person that sent Abuja this where a free Nigeria is work, and the General General Hospital. So it should leave Abuja alone. So I support Abuja. Let him take Abuja to court. Thank you very much, Professor.
Thank you very much, Professor. Okay, he's supporting the court movement. Hello, how are you?
God bless you.
Good morning, sir.
I'm calling from and of course to the women folk. I will say and I will suggest that Natasha Senator Natasha should be seriously sanctioned by the Senate for her misdemeanor. This is very wrong. After all, her seat was not taken to one of the restrooms of the Senate, or even outside the Senate chamber. But you see the Senate chamber, and look at what they have said about other people, other senators who seats were changed because of the new members who defected from PDP to APC. You understand? So she's very wrong. This will serve as a deterrent to other people. You understand? And for her taking the Senate President to court, it's also unnecessary and in fact illegal. So people are unnecessarily biased and emotional on it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
Yeah,
is it a ma?
Fine, thank you.
Okay, what's your name?
This is Maggie Edo.
Oh, Eve. Welcome.
Good morning, my sister. How are you?
All right, welcome. Okay, I'm fine.
And the eyes have it. There are no other females there. Were they also comfortable, or were they against what she did, or they are afraid of their monitor, their headmaster there? They could not fight or stand up for their fellow female. At least, well, if her behavior also was wrong before them, it's okay. But for the aid that she took to court, she did well. See, if Onanuga would have still continued lambasting Pasitomi and Peter Obi, but because he said that Onanuga cannot say anything, I think I give her kudos. Let her go ahead.
Thank you.
Next time, it will serve as a lesson to others.
All right, thank you. God bless you. You too, sis. Bye-bye. All right, hello, how are you?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome, sir. What's your name?
My name is Alaji Lolita from mainland.
Welcome. You have 1 minute.
Yes. I've been listening to your program and the way you presented the cases. It's very clear that rules are made to be obeyed. If you refuse to obey simple rules, you'll be sanctioned. It's very clear. The Senate President has enormous power under what has just happened. But for the Senate aide to talk to the woman or write down nonsense, then you pay for it in the court, because that is wrong. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Thank you very much. Can we take one more? Okay, just one more. Okay.
Good morning, madam.
Welcome, sir. We have 30 seconds. Your name?
Okay, I am Brother Yokolo from Owe, Ogun State.
Welcome, brother.
She's a bit rude. When anywhere gathering day, there must be senior. So she's rude to the president of that house.
All right, sir.
And again, for no need of going to court for what the president said. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for keeping to that time. We have to go now. Joseph Folorunsho, your last line?
My last line is all our aid, whether you are aid to Senate, aid to governor, if you see both of them having issue, just maintain his office and leave them to finish their business. If not, I think
in the aid says, and the boss doesn't reprimand, I think that's what the boss himself is saying. For instance, when an angel visits somebody and the angel tells you anything at all, automatically it's God that is talking to you. The only thing the angel will tell you will be none need down from you, but thus says the Lord, It doesn't add. So I think aids should be called to order too. We'll do more next week, Tuesday, Wednesday. Join us again for the recap. Thank you very much, Jay, for being there with us today. My name is Cordelia Obe.
My name is Joseph Folorunsho for today.
Bye-bye, y'all. Bye.